Just as I opened my eyes, a jarring red text materialized in my vision, hovering in the air. Asterisk imitation progress of the female antagonist, 80%. When progress reaches 100%, your identity as the wealthy socialite will be completely usurped by her. Asterisk. A mere puddle trying to rival the ocean, a leaky faucet dreaming of being a dam. My name is Olivia Ashton. I'm the cherished daughter of the Ashton Corporation, with a monthly allowance that could buy a small car, dining at places like the Belvedere, and carrying limited edition handbags. Yet, someone was meticulously trying to mimic my every step, every detail, aiming to steal my entire life. A cold, disembodied voice echoed in my mind. Warning: the successful exchange will result in you incurring crippling debt, facing expulsion due to leaked explicit photos, and public disgrace. I froze. The girl I considered my close roommate, Maya, was silently studying my way of speaking. My walk. Even my long, waist-length hair had been replaced with the same wavy curls I wore. I once posted a picture of myself on social media from an overseas trip. Maya commented, "That background looks so fake." The very next day, the exact same picture, with the exact same background, appeared on her account. Below it, a slew of sycophantic comments poured in. "You're so chic, queen. How can I be friends with you?" She copied everything, my mannerisms, my clothes, my aura. Outsiders might mock her brazen imitation, but she would just smile, as if genuinely proud. Fine, then, I stared at my reflection, my hand reaching for the hair I had nurtured for 18 years. Snip, a decisive cut. I shaved my head bald. I genuinely couldn't comprehend how someone could be so utterly shameless. Maya, my roommate, clung to me like a shadow every single day. Whatever I wore, she wore. Wherever I went, she trailed behind. At first, I foolishly thought it was simple admiration. But when she cut her waist-length hair and styled it into the exact same large, wavy curls as mine, I knew this had gone too far. My best friend, Chloe, finally lost her patience and didn't hold back. "Maya, are you sick? Copying Olivia every day is one thing, but now even your haircut is identical? It's genuinely disgusting." The other girls in our dorm had repeatedly advised Maya to just be herself. "You're going overboard with the copying," they'd say. But she would just laugh it off, ignoring them, continuing to imitate every minute detail, as if she intended to slowly, piece by piece, transform into me. This time was no different. Faced with Chloe's accusations, Maya calmly stroked her curly hair, her voice devoid of any shame. "Everyone has the right to pursue beauty. So what if I like curly hair? That hairstyle doesn't have Olivia's name on it. Does that mean no one else can get it?" Before I could reply, the red text suddenly reappeared before my eyes. Asterisk imitation progress, 80%. Warning: when progress reaches 100%, your identity as the wealthy socialite will be completely usurped. Asterisk. Asterisk the protagonist, Maya, intentionally takes out high-interest loans. When the loan defaults, the antagonist, you, will inherit the debt and be expelled due to leaked nude photos. Asterisk. My blood ran cold. So, she didn't just want to imitate me. She wanted to become me, and then drag me down to hell. An idea sparked in my mind. I gently patted Chloe's shoulder, smiling. "It's fine, I'm actually tired of this hairstyle anyway." Chloe looked surprised. "But her." "Chloe," I cut in, "Maya just said it herself, didn't she? She just happens to like curly hair. It has nothing to do with me." I made sure to speak loudly, knowing our entire group of friends eating in the cafeteria could hear. Their gazes immediately shifted to Maya. Comparing her from her face and figure to the very backpack on her shoulders, she was almost an exact copy of me. No one spoke, but their eyes were filled with thinly veiled contempt. Maya, embarrassed by being stared at, instantly jumped up, seething. "Arrogance won't get you anywhere. Sooner or later, I'll show you." She then flusteredly stormed off, her face flushed crimson. Chloe turned to me, nudging me. "Are you really going to let her off that easily?" I shrugged. She hasn't committed a crime. Chloe gritted her teeth. At least give her a piece of your mind. Someone like that, how dare she act so high and mighty? I softened my voice. Getting angry at her would only diminish me. Besides, Chloe, you're too pretty to frown. It's a disservice to your beauty. Chloe chuckled, but still warned me to be careful. Inside, however, I was seething with a different kind of fire. I wasn't afraid of Maya imitating me. I was only afraid she would stop imitating me. That afternoon, with no classes scheduled, I left campus and went to the mansion my parents had bought for me near the university grounds, valued at an astronomical amount. Standing before the mirror, I touched the hair I had grown for 18 years. The clippers ran smoothly over my scalp. I shaved it bald. The system's comments exploded, sweeping across my vision like a storm. Asterisk, the antagonist went bald. Is this revenge on the protagonist? Is she giving up, or is this a counterattack? Asterisk. Asterisk, gotta say, the rich girl has a beautiful skull. Even bald, she's stunning. Too bad this is just handing the protagonist more progress. Asterisk. When I returned to the dorms with my head shaved and dyed a shocking pink, Maya's face instantly went pale. She immediately confronted me. Olivia, why would you suddenly change your hairstyle like this, out of nowhere? And dye it such an outrageous color? It's simply an embarrassment to our school. You need to change it back. I let out a cold laugh. How my hair looks is none of your business. And besides, does the school have a rule against students dyeing their hair pink? Maya knew she was losing the argument, so she switched tactics. I'm not saying the school has a rule, it's just that pink doesn't suit you. As soon as she uttered those words, Chloe immediately rushed to my defense. What's wrong with you? My best friend is naturally beautiful, who are you to criticize her? Pink is a tricky color, sure, but it especially doesn't suit someone who looks like a knockoff Barbie doll like you. The system's comments popped up again. Asterisk, this best friend's sharp tongue really knows how to talk. The protagonist is green with rage. LOL, asterisk. Asterisk, no wonder the protagonist is jumping mad. She's already spent all her high-interest loan money. Her balance is critical, only about 200 left on her card. Ha 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 ha, I'm dying, asterisk. Asterisk, the protagonist can't afford a change. All her efforts are for naught, asterisk. Asterisk, I admit I spoke too soon before. The antagonist really knows how to play people's hearts, asterisk. Oh, what an unexpected bonus. But I still underestimated Maya's resolve to steal my identity. The next day, as I was choosing a wig at the mansion, my phone suddenly received a message from Chloe. Liv, when are you coming back to school? It was accompanied by 2 photos and the text, no way, I'm about to die laughing. Asterisk, the copycat copied you and dyed her hair pink. She looks especially like a cheap drag queen, it's so ugly it's truly appalling, asterisk. In the photos, Maya with her pink hair looked like a deranged flamingo. It turned out that today, Maya had spent a paltry amount on a box of hair dye and borrowed someone else's hair straightener in the dorm. After several hours of struggling, her hairstyle only vaguely resembled my wig. I subtly curved my lips, then took a black, large wavy curly wig from the display stand and put it on. I wondered what expression Maya would have when she saw my new hairstyle. When I returned to the dorm wearing the black, large wavy curly wig, Maya was standing in front of the mirror, grimacing and tugging at her pink hair. Her cheap dye didn't hold color well, and the ends of her hair were already quickly turning a sickly yellow. Liv, you're finally back. Hearing my footsteps, Maya struck a pose she clearly thought was very flattering. I just wanted to say, Olivia, I think pink is a beautiful color too. When she finally got a clear look at my new hairstyle, her pupils contracted. You changed your hair again? I gently stroked the ends of my wig, speaking nonchalantly. I thought about it carefully. You were right, pink is too flashy. Black still suits me better. Olivia, you. Maya was so furious she trembled, unable to utter a complete sentence. Chloe didn't miss a beat. Maya, why aren't you smiling anymore? Is it your nature not to like smiling? Asterisk this best friend truly understands the art of cunning. She's even using that line. I can't stop laughing, asterisk. Asterisk our cold princess still has her online persona. The protagonist, with her skin tone and that muddy pink, truly looks like a walking dragon fruit, asterisk. Asterisk the protagonist is just stubborn even without the means. This is a super enhanced version of the classic imitation failure, asterisk. Maya was so angry she skipped dinner, hiding under her blanket, unsure what to do. I, wearing my black, large wavy curly wig, calmly ate soup in the cafeteria with Chloe. What do you think, will she dye her hair black again tomorrow? Chloe poked a broccoli floret in her bowl. I'll bet $50 she definitely will. Just as I was about to reply, the comments before my eyes suddenly became dense. Asterisk poor antagonist, you've been ambushed. The protagonist is using voice-changing software to call the antagonist's mother. She's imitating the antagonist's coy voice, saying she doesn't have enough money, asking her mother to love her more, asterisk. Asterisk damn, this tactic is insidious. She wants to use family affection to speed up the replacement progress, asterisk. My spoon clattered. Maya dared to target my mother? My mother was soft-hearted and easily swayed. If Maya's manipulative act fooled her, she might actually believe it. Chloe noticed my troubled expression and quickly asked, what's wrong? Is it Maya's grotesque appearance again that's bothering you? I shook my head, spooning a mouthful of soup and swallowing it. Nothing. I just suddenly feel like constantly changing hairstyles is getting boring. So what do you want to change? Chloe's eyes lit up. How about your style? You'd look amazing in a traditional dress. I glanced at a message my mother had just sent on my phone. Asterisk daughter, I've transferred $1 million to your card. Don't worry about spending it. Oh, by the way, that girl Maya in your dorm, she's been so sweet to you. I've sent her $80,000 as a thank you for looking after you, asterisk. She was clever, all right. When I made things difficult for her, she immediately ran to my mother for money. But the Ashton family's money wasn't so easily taken. What's so interesting about changing styles? I placed my phone on the table. If I'm going to change, I want to change into something she absolutely cannot imitate. The comments immediately flooded the screen. Asterisk the antagonist is thinking up a new prank. Max anticipation, asterisk. Asterisk suddenly feeling a little sorry for the protagonist, haha. She's about to be utterly destroyed by the antagonist, asterisk. Asterisk the protagonist's morals are twisted, she deserves to be straightened out. Wouldn't it be better to just be docile? And she still fantasizes about seizing someone else's identity. She deserves to be tormented by the antagonist, asterisk. What do you say? Facing Chloe's curious gaze, I subtly curved my lips. Next Wednesday is my birthday. Inviting the whole class to dinner isn't too much, is it? On my birthday, I booked out an entire high-end restaurant. Maya was so furious she ground her teeth, stomping out in a huff just minutes after arriving. Liv, did you see her expression just now? It was hilarious. Chloe gloated. She thinks by copying your clothes, she can become you. Tonight, let's let her see the difference between the real deal and a cheap knockoff. I remained silent. With her personality, she would certainly not give up easily. And sure enough, she didn't stay quiet for long. On Friday evening, she suddenly sent a message to the class group chat, along with a location pinned to the Platinum Lounge, the hottest private KTV club in the city. I've made a little extra money from my part-time job recently. Tonight, I'm inviting everyone to sing and relax. Time is 7 p.m, everyone please come and support. News of Maya inviting the whole class to the Platinum Lounge quickly spread. The group chat instantly became lively. Someone joked, our queen Maya struck it rich. Maya put on a humble act for a few lines, then suddenly called out my name in the group. Olivia, are you coming? I didn't even get to share a drink with you at your birthday last time. I had just finished a face mask, and as my finger swiped across the screen, the comments flooded in again. Asterisk the protagonist is really splurging. This KTV club costs at least $5,000 per person. She's thrown all $80,000 Olivia's mom gave her into this, asterisk. Asterisk not only that, I just saw her filling out information on a high-interest loan app, borrowing another $100,000. The installment interest is ridiculously high, asterisk. Asterisk she's calculating. She wants to use this to build an image of a humble rich kid, speeding up the replacement of our precious antagonist, asterisk. Chloe, seeing the message in the group, couldn't help but sigh to me. Where did she get the money? Did she rob a bank? I carefully applied a red-orange lipstick in front of the mirror. Who knows? Maybe she suddenly won the lottery. At exactly 7 p.m., Chloe and I arrived at the Platinum Lounge. The room was already packed. Maya was wearing a brand new dress, identical to the one I had on. She mimicked my demeanor from my birthday party, smiling brightly and saying, "Everyone, don't be shy, order whatever you want. I'm paying tonight." She saw me, and her eyes lit up. She deliberately raised her voice. "Olivia, you're here. Come, sit down. I saved a spot especially for you." Chloe, visibly disgusted, muttered, "What a phony." I didn't respond to Maya, walking straight to the song selection table and casually choosing an old, lesser-known tune. Chloe whispered in my ear, "Look at her dress, it's a knockoff, right? The tags aren't even fully removed." As she spoke, Maya brought 2 glasses of champagne to me. "Olivia, I was wrong about what happened before. You're a big-hearted person, please don't hold a grudge. In front of so many people, if I refused to forgive her, I would appear petty." I took the glass, clinking it with hers. "Everything's in the past." Her phone suddenly rang. The comments directly displayed a message from the high-interest loan account, reporting that the money had arrived, $100,000 had just landed in her account. Asterisk clear skies and calm winds. She feels great again. She doesn't remember any of the humiliations she suffered from the antagonist before. No money but loves to put on airs. Just wait and see her face fall, asterisk. Indeed, Maya looked at her phone, her confidence soaring. She turned to everyone and announced, "Don't just sit there. Order fruits, snacks, whatever you want. And get a few bottles of the most expensive wine." A few guys cheered her on. When the staff brought the wine list, she didn't hesitate, "Get the most expensive kind." I watched her fake generosity, suddenly finding it a little amusing. She probably thought this 100,000 would last her until morning. But she had no idea that a single bottle of premium imported liquor in this KTV cost 50,000. After a few drinks, the atmosphere in the room grew lively. Maya snatched the microphone, declaring she wanted to dance to liven things up. She even deliberately walked up to me. "Olivia, how about we dance together?" She clearly wanted to use the alcohol to challenge me in a beauty contest in front of everyone, solidifying her image as my replacement. Just as I was about to decline, Maya's phone suddenly rang. She looked at the caller ID, and her face immediately went ashen. Just as she hung up, the door to the private room was unexpectedly pushed open. When the private room door burst open, it wasn't a server who entered, but 3 men in black suits, their faces cold and intimidating. The leader walked straight up to Maya, holding out a debt collection notice. "Ms. Miller, the 100,000 you borrowed from Express Loans, plus overdue fees, now totals 128,000. Time to pay up." A flicker of panic crossed Maya's face, but she quickly regained her composure. "You must have the wrong person, right? I don't know you guys. Whether we have the wrong person or not, I think you know perfectly well. Do you want us to bring out the photos you left with our company to compare?" The debt collector sneered, pointing at the empty Royal Salute bottles on the table. "These few bottles of wine must be over 100,000, right? Ms. Miller has money to spend here but doesn't want to pay her debts. Do you think we're easy to deal with?" The entire private room instantly fell silent, everyone's eyes fixed on Maya. She didn't want her carefully constructed image to crumble, so she gritted her teeth and told the debt collector, "Isn't it just 128,000? Give me your account number." I raised an eyebrow. It seemed she intended to use Peter's money to pay Paul. The 100,000 she had just borrowed was now going straight to the debt collection agency. The collector confirmed receipt of the money before leading his subordinates away. Before leaving, he said meaningfully, "Ms. Miller is generous. If you need anything in the future, you can find us. We guarantee immediate disbursement." Maya immediately ordered them out. "No need. I wouldn't even bother looking at your petty cash. This time was just for fun." The debt collector shrugged, not exposing her. After all, the money was collected, there was no need to offend a potential client. Borrowing money is never a one-time thing, it becomes a cycle. She had tasted the sweetness of using borrowed money to splurge and certainly wouldn't stop easily. Borrowing money is never a one-time thing, it becomes a cycle. She had tasted the sweetness of using borrowed money to splurge and certainly wouldn't stop easily. Watching the debt collectors leave, Maya finally breathed a sigh of relief. She turned and explained to her classmates, "I saw this cool app last time and casually downloaded a high-interest loan app. The amount was so small I forgot about it. I can't believe they actually came here. Honestly." Maya rubbed her forehead helplessly. "I've made everyone laugh. I'm paying tonight. What else do you all want to eat or drink? Just order freely." Her classmates exchanged glances, then laughed along. "I told you. Maya is so rich, how could she take out high-interest loans?" Maya beamed triumphantly. "Of course." I almost burst out laughing. If not for the comments reminding me of her current financial situation, I would have been fooled by her acting. Her entire body might be weak, but her mouth was certainly the toughest part. After paying the 128,000, she only had 50,000 left. Tonight's expenses would be at least 200,000. I was very curious how she would pay this enormous bill. "Liv, with Maya's meager assets, do you think she can afford tonight's bill?" My best friend Chloe whispered in my ear. Actually, our dorm mates all advised Maya to live within her means, but Maya loves to save face. Who knows what she'll do? I glanced at Maya, who was holding her phone nonchalantly. From the comments, I knew she wanted to continue borrowing at high interest, but because she owed so much, no platforms would lend to her anymore. "Everyone, keep playing. I'm going to the restroom for a bit." Seeing Maya leave the private room with her phone, her classmates began to worry. "She's not going to run off, is she? Tonight's bill is at least a few 100,000, I don't have that kind of money." "Exactly. My living expenses for this month are already gone. If she hadn't said she was treating, I wouldn't have come." I put down my glass. "Don't worry. If she really runs off, I'll take care of the bill tonight." Chloe immediately chimed in, "That's my best friend, so generous." The others followed suit. After all, they were just ordinary college students. This was truly a huge sum, but for me, it was merely pocket money. Maya, in her desperation to replace me, would absolutely not run away tonight. I was just curious how she would handle tonight's bill. I stood up and walked out of the private room, finding Maya timidly pleading with the manager. "Manager, I don't have that much money. Can you please be understanding? I can work here part-time to pay off the debt. If you can't pay the bill, we'll have to call the police. You can discuss it with them." The manager was polite but unyielding. I thought she might have some clever idea, but she was just begging the KTV manager for mercy. This wasn't a charity organization, how could they agree to her unreasonable request? Just as the manager was about to call the police, Maya suddenly cast a pleading look my way. "Olivia, can you lend me some money first? I promise I'll pay you back later." She clutched the hem of her dress, her eyes full of supplication. If I hadn't seen the comments, I might have softened and helped her. But now, I had other plans. Why pretend to be rich if you don't have the money? Now you're panicking? You deserve it. Chloe, who had unknowingly walked up beside me, rolled her eyes at Maya. I can't stand her act. I was worried you'd get taken advantage of. I smiled subtly at my best friend's whisper. When we were little, Chloe accidentally fell into the water. It was I who saved her. Because of that, all these years, she not only obeyed me but also fiercely stood up against anyone with ill intentions toward me, never letting me suffer even the slightest injustice. It was hard to imagine if Maya really stole my identity, would it mean that my best friend would also become hers? What are you thinking about? Chloe saw me lost in thought and gently patted my arm. Nothing, I shook my head. I just suddenly felt how good it is to have you. Of course. We're best friends. Chloe said, her gaze returning to Maya. You're not planning to help her, are you? Even though we could afford it, after all the things she's done. Don't worry, I'm not that foolish. I reassured her. Chloe nodded. That's good. I was worried you'd go soft. I walked up to the manager. What's the total bill for this private room tonight? The total is $273,000. We can round it down to $270,000. Maya immediately grabbed my arm, pleading, Olivia, I was wrong before, can you help me? I brushed her hand away. $270,000 isn't a lot for me. Maya smiled, thanking me, but I continued, however, I'm not agreeing to pay your bill. What do you mean? $270,000 is truly a small, insignificant amount for you. So why won't you lend it to me? Lending you money isn't out of the question, but, Maya, I leaned closer to her, from what I understand, your parents are just ordinary wage earners. On what basis should I trust you have the ability to repay? Maya's face immediately turned pale. Chloe, not one to be polite, immediately interjected, exactly. I don't think you want to borrow money, I think you just want to freeload, don't you? Using Olivia's money to put on airs? Dream on. The comments were also lively. Asterisk the best friend speaks wisely. The protagonist never intended to pay. She's playing the victim now only because if she doesn't pay, she'll go to jail, which would affect her replacement plan, asterisk. Asterisk even now, she still won't give up. The protagonist is truly a cockroach that can't be killed, asterisk. Asterisk a cockroach wouldn't try to usurp an eagle's nest. Don't insult cockroaches, asterisk. Asterisk I remember her mission has a time limit, right? No wonder she's so desperate. But the antagonist has seen right through her, completing her mission is harder than climbing to heaven, asterisk. A time limit on her mission? That made sense. If there was no time limit, wouldn't I always be living in fear? Having gained this crucial clue, I decided not to push her too hard. I can pay this bill? Maya eagerly asked. But I need you to admit, in front of the entire class, that the money for tonight's party was falsely claimed by you. Maya's expression immediately crumpled. She looked at me, stammering. If I tell them the truth, how will I ever face them again? Then go to jail, Chloe retorted, acting as my blunt spokesperson. $270,000 is at least 3 years in prison. Maya hesitated for a moment, then finally agreed. Okay, I'll tell them the truth. You won't go back on your word, will you? This small sum of $270,000, can't I afford it? As these words left my lips, I clearly saw the resentment in Maya's eyes. It seemed she was truly envious. But I wouldn't let her get what she wanted. Maya followed us, not too far, not too close. Just as I was about to push open the private room door, Maya suddenly fell to her knees with a thud before me. Olivia, I know I was wrong, please forgive me. Chloe and I were both shocked. No one expected Maya to pull a stunt like this. My shoulder was suddenly shoved hard. I lost my footing, my body slamming against the wall. Liv, are you okay? I frowned and shook my head, not wanting her to worry. Chloe, however, couldn't suppress her indignation. Hey! Are you blind? You just ran right into someone. The person didn't pay attention to Chloe. Instead, he helped Maya, who was still kneeling, to her feet. "Are you all right?" Maya shook her head, but her eyes were slightly red. "Were they bullying you?" Maya glanced at Chloe and me, then feigned fear, unconsciously retreating a step. Chloe already disliked Maya, and seeing her calculating act, her temper immediately flared. "Maya, tell me clearly. Don't make it seem like we were bullying you." The man shielded Maya behind him. When he looked up, his eyes were filled with dissatisfaction and disgust towards us. Only then did I clearly see his face, Ethan Miller, my childhood fiancé. I couldn't believe he was here. The comments once again immediately flooded the screen. Damn, the male lead appeared. "No, they're not even in the same school, how do they know each other? Did the commenter above forget? The protagonist has her own system. She exchanged points for information on the male lead, intentionally feeding stray cats where he passed by to attract his attention. I remember later the protagonist successfully usurped the antagonist's identity, but because her personality changed so much, the antagonist's parents grew suspicious. So, she went all in and hired assassins to kill them. The commenter above remembers correctly, but her first murder left traces, and it was the male lead who helped her clean up the mess. The male lead knew from the beginning that the protagonist wasn't the antagonist, yet he was still willing to help her do these things. It can only be called true love. True love? The male lead is overly self-conscious. Both his family background and abilities are inferior to the antagonist, so he didn't dare face his true feelings. He chose to give his so-called love to the protagonist, who clung to him like a parasite. There's no such thing as true affection in wealthy circles. After the antagonist's parents died, the protagonist inherited all their assets. These things eventually fell into the male lead's hands. Simply put, he's a fortune hunter. Looking at the comments on the screen, I clenched my fists. Before, I never understood why Ethan hated me so much. No matter how I tried to win him over, he never wanted to look at me twice. He even deliberately chose a different university just to spite me. I used to think he simply disliked the arranged marriage and was rebelling. Now I knew the truth. It was all because of his ridiculous ego. But he was the one who promised to take care of me for life. I never expected him to be so heartless towards me, nor did I expect him to conspire with Maya to completely ruin the Ashton family. From childhood, my parents treated him like a member of our family. I thought even if he was indifferent to me, he would at least remember my parents' kindness. I never imagined he was an ungrateful snake, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Wanting to conspire with Maya to seize the Ashton family's assets? They would have to prove they had the competence first. Olivia, I wasn't wrong about you. You truly are a petty person who abuses her power. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Ethan Miller, if your eyesight is that bad, you should donate your eyes. Chloe seethed. For a manipulative girl who just cried wolf, you dare openly slander Olivia? Don't forget, she's your fiancé. Fiancé? That's nothing more than a casual joke between our elders, Ethan scoffed. Olivia, stop dreaming. I'd rather marry a pig than marry you. Chloe was furious. She lunged forward, ready to argue with Ethan, but I stopped her. I wasn't angry at all. I simply looked at Maya, standing behind him, with calm eyes. Maya, would you like to explain what just happened? I don't know, Maya stammered, her face showing obvious confusion. A moment ago, I found it strange why Maya's attitude had suddenly changed so drastically. It turned out she was intentionally putting on a show for Ethan. I had truly underestimated her acting ability. If she genuinely lacked the ability to resist, this game would be a bit too boring. I subtly curved my lips. Then allow me to refresh your memory. You invited the whole class to sing at the Platinum Lounge. When it came time to pay, you claimed you had no money. I, out of kindness, offered to help you, and this is how you treat me. With each word I spoke, Maya's face grew a shade paler. The private room door hadn't been fully closed, and the classmates inside, hearing the commotion, all stood up and walked out, their eyes filled with curiosity and judgment fixed on Maya. I knew it. Maya never had that kind of money. And she still pretended to be extravagant. What was she thinking? Isn't this just expecting Olivia to pay, and when she doesn't, blaming her? TSK, how can her face be thicker than a city wall? If it were me, I'd find a hole to crawl into. Maya's eyes immediately welled up. She sniffled softly. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been so mistaken about my place. I only wanted to make good friends with everyone. I just never expected the expenses here to be so high. I'm not like Olivia, who is so rich she can casually book out an entire high-end restaurant for her birthday. Everyone loves her. Haha, truly a classic manipulative line. Feigning victimhood while subtly needling me. Ethan, predictably, took the bait. Olivia, you don't need to be so indirect. Isn't it just 270,000? You want to trample on someone else's dignity for such a small amount of money? Don't even dream of it. Maya simply wanted to invite friends to hang out. If you didn't want to help, fine, but you publicly embarrassed her. Is this the education you Ashtons provide? Maya timely tugged at his sleeve, speaking timidly, Ethan, don't say any more. It's my fault for being useless. That hesitant, aggrieved look, as if I had truly done something terrible to her. Don't be afraid. I'm here. No one can bully you. I watched their clumsy performance, unable to resist clapping, my voice dripping with sarcasm. Such good acting. Would you like me to give you two an award? Olivia, you don't need to be so sarcastic. Isn't it just 270,000? You want to trample on someone else's dignity for such a small amount of money? Don't even dream of it. He finished, pulling out his black card and slapping it into the manager's hand, his action so forceful it seemed he was angry at someone. Swipe it. I'll pay this bill. Maya's eyes gleamed. She immediately nestled beside him, her voice soft. Ethan, why are you being so formal with me? Ethan lowered his head, looking at her with a tenderness I had never seen before, and gaze filled with nurturing and protection. With me here, no one will ever dare to upset you again. The comments scrolled wildly across the screen. Damn, this male lead is hopelessly blind. If not for the Ashton family's help these past few years, the Miller family would have gone bankrupt. He's using the antagonist's family resources to support a mistress, and then turns around and hates the antagonist? Disgusting, This manipulative protagonist is truly cunning. A few words from her stirred up the male lead's protective instincts. Poor precious antagonist, she's being ganged up on by a dog and a scumbag, Wait, everyone look at the antagonist's expression. She doesn't seem angry at all, Indeed, not only was I not angry, I actually felt a slight sense of relief. The more Ethan shielded Maya, the more he spent on her, the faster he would reveal his own foolishness and his dependence on my family. He thought he was rescuing a distressed Cinderella, but he had no idea he was handing a knife to someone else, step by step walking into the trap I had laid. If Mr. Miller is so generous, then I won't take this part. I smiled at the manager. Go ahead and swipe his card. Ethan thought I had surrendered. His chin jutted out even higher. At least you know your place. Maya also became smug, looking at me with triumphant eyes, as if winning this small contest meant she could completely replace me. She had probably forgotten, no matter how good the imitation, a fake could never become the real thing. Chloe stomped her foot in frustration. Liv, are you just going to let them be so smug? Those two disgusting people are clearly humiliating you. I patted her hand, signaling her to calm down. Ethan is just a clown. He won't be jumping around for much longer. On the way back to the private room, Ethan held Maya's hand the entire time, their intimate demeanor like a couple who had been in love for years. Maya occasionally turned her head to glance at me, a boastful, triumphant smile playing on her lips. The gazes of my classmates also became complicated, a mix of sympathy, curiosity, and some even secretly pulling out their phones to take pictures of us. I paid no mind to those looks, walked straight to the sofa, sat down, and calmly ate a piece of strawberry cake. Ethan pulled Maya into his embrace, clearing his throat. Please don't dwell on what just happened, everyone. This round is on me. Please enjoy yourselves to the fullest. Maya cooperatively lowered her head, her eyes red. Thank you, Ethan. And thank you, everyone, for staying with me. This profound declaration of devotion indeed won Maya considerable sympathy. No one mentioned her pretentious vanity anymore. A few girls even began whispering that Ethan was the ideal man. I nearly choked on my cake. The ideal man, an idiot whose eyes were blinded by foolishness, about to personally push himself and his family into the abyss, and he deserved to be called that? Hours later, Maya was completely unrestrained. She used Ethan's card, ordering a pile of expensive drinks and snacks, and even, under the influence of alcohol, pulled Ethan into singing a love song with her, her eyes fixed on him the entire time, practically professing her feelings on the spot. Ethan was so completely infatuated by her flattery that his gaze towards me grew increasingly uncomfortable, filled with disdain. Chloe wanted to rush forward and argue several times, but I held her back. Don't be in a hurry, I whispered close to her ear, my voice so low only the two of us could hear. The best part is yet to come. Chloe looked at me suspiciously. What are you planning now? I smiled without answering, my finger gently tapping my phone screen. Saved there was the recording from the hallway earlier, where Maya and Ethan had badmouthed me. Maya wanted to play the innocent victim? Ethan wanted to be the hero? Fine, I would give them an even bigger stage to perform their roles perfectly. When the party ended, Maya naturally hooked her arm through Ethan's. The two walked ahead, talking and laughing, looking like a deeply in love couple. Ethan even considerately carried her bag. It was a limited edition bag he had just bought from the mall next to the Platinum Lounge, identical to the one I wore last month. The comments were still buzzing. The protagonist saw the progress not moving, so she plans to attack the male lead first? Asterisk, the male lead surely isn't an idiot, is he? Using the antagonist's family resources to support a copycat, and he still feels so great about himself, asterisk. Asterisk, the antagonist has been watching the show all along. I bet she's brewing something big, asterisk. Stepping out of the Platinum Lounge, the cool night wind was invigorating. Chloe linked arms with me, muttering curses. Ethan Miller is truly an ungrateful snake. And Maya, who is she playing the victim for? I think she got what she deserved. I looked at a message I had just received on my phone. My parents had agreed to break off my engagement with Ethan. The specific arrangements were up to me. Not bad, uncle, that was fast. Chloe looked even more excited than me. I want to see how long Ethan Miller can remain arrogant without the Ashton family's support, that freeloading son-in-law. Though harsh, her words weren't wrong. The comments reminded me that Maya had used Ethan to push her imitation progress to 95%. Soon, I would be completely replaced by Maya. Maya thinks she's climbed up to a second-generation rich kid, but she doesn't realize everything the Miller family has is because of you. Asterisk, Chloe couldn't help but gloat. When that happens, let them kneel and sing Conquer for you. Asterisk. Liv, what's wrong? Seeing me a bit lost in thought, Chloe asked with concern. Nothing. I shook my head, a sharp glint flashing in my eyes. I just suddenly feel that merely having her publicly admit her wrongdoing isn't enough. Chloe's eyes lit up. How do you want to mess with her? I'll help you. Isn't she so fond of imitating me? I looked at the distant skyscraper, its neon lights flickering, and said softly, then I'll show her what a true, insurmountable difference is. I'll make her imitate a height she can never reach in her life. I'll make her realize the Ashton family's kindness isn't so easily taken. The comments immediately erupted. Asterisk, the antagonist is about to unleash a major move? Expectation value max, asterisk. The protagonist is doomed, quickly crush that sparrow trying to usurp an eagle's nest. On the day of the school's 70th anniversary gala, Maya indeed appeared at the party wearing an expensive gown identical to mine. She must have overheard somewhere that I would be speaking on stage as the student representative, so she arrived half an hour early, standing elegantly at the registration table, receiving everyone's mixed compliments. Maya's outfit tonight is too gorgeous, identical to the high-end dress Olivia is wearing. If you're not careful, it's really hard to tell them apart. I heard she's been very close with young Master Miller recently. Maybe he's paying for it. Maya feigned shyness, lowering her head. No, we're just normal friends. The comments danced wildly before my eyes. The protagonist used her connection with the male lead to sneak into the VIP area and stole the antagonist's speech draft. She's going to read the antagonist's speech on stage, pretending to be the true rich heiress. So insidious. The protagonist only has 5% left to complete her mission. She borrowed $500,000 in high-interest loans to buy jewelry, just to completely replace the antagonist tonight. Chloe stood beside me, her expression displeased. Maya has been getting more and more arrogant lately. Tonight, she even wore an outfit identical to yours. I smiled faintly, reassuring her. No matter how similar, she can't replace me. Exactly, a fake will always be a fake. Chloe said, provocatively glancing at Maya. This time, Maya didn't shrink back. Instead, she lifted her head and gave Chloe a provocative smile. The gala officially began. The host publicly announced, "Next, please welcome our student representative, Olivia Ashton, to the stage to deliver her speech." As the spotlight swept across the stage, Maya suddenly rose from her seat, moving faster than me, heading towards the stage. "Hello everyone, I'm Olivia Ashton." The auditorium immediately fell silent. Ethan sat in the front row, his face radiating pride, as if the person shining on stage was him. Maya took a deep breath, pulled out her phone, and prepared to read her speech. But when she clearly saw the screen, her face turned ashen. The speech she had saved in her notes had, at some point, been replaced by screenshots of her chat messages with the high-interest loan platform. "What's happening?" She panicked, looking up, her eyes meeting my half-smile. I slowly walked onto the stage, taking the trembling microphone from her hand. "It seems Maya is too nervous. Let me handle this." As the spotlight shone on me again, the large screen behind the stage suddenly lit up. It wasn't the pre-installed PPT. It was Maya's financial records from the past few months, fully maxed out credit card statements, chat history with stores selling counterfeit goods, even her ID photos taken when she borrowed high-interest loans, and threatening messages from debt collection companies. Everything was projected onto the screen, without a single detail missing. The most damning revelation was the final video, Ethan Miller using project funds sponsored by the Ashton family to transfer money to Maya, accompanied by their chat history. "Once I take over the Ashton family's assets, you can have as many high-end things as you want." The auditorium erupted in an uproar. Ethan abruptly stood up, his face pale green, pointing at me. "Olivia, are you insane?" Maya, utterly drained of strength, collapsed onto the stage, muttering nonstop, "It's over." The comments completely exploded. The antagonist's ultimate move completely stripped the protagonist bare. Progress went straight to 0 and then -50%. System reports, protagonist failed mission due to fraud and debt. The Miller family's stock value plummeted disastrously. The Ashton family just pulled all their investments and exposed evidence of their tax evasion. I calmly spoke into the microphone. "I'm sure everyone has heard about Maya imitating me recently. I just never expected her to have the audacity to impersonate me on such an important occasion." I looked at Ethan's ashen face, a cold smile curving my lips. "But I want to say, a fake is still a fake. It can never be real. For some who have mistaken a cheap knockoff for the genuine article, I hope he doesn't live to regret it." Ethan's phone rang continuously. He held it, completely afraid to answer. The entire hall buzzed. No one expected to witness such a huge scandal live at the school's 70th anniversary gala. This was more captivating than any other performance. After the gala ended, Maya was blocked backstage by the debt collectors. She cried and pleaded with Ethan, but only received a look of disgust from him. Ethan's parents rushed over, hitting him. How could I have given birth to such a scoundrel? Hurry up and apologize to Olivia. Tell her you were blinded by stupidity and you're sorry. Before Ethan could open his mouth, I cut them off. There's no need. You can't force things. I looked at Ethan's parents, my tone firm and unyielding. Furthermore, the Ashton family has helped the Miller family more than enough over the years. My parents aren't a charity, they can't afford to run a losing business. Ethan's parents' faces turned ashen. They knew the Miller Corporation was completely unsalvageable this time. They incessantly cursed Ethan's foolishness, then led him away from the school. Before they left, I saw his unwilling gaze. "Ha, you fool." I stood at the end of the hallway, watching Maya being dragged away, the diamonds on her gown scattering across the floor, like her baseless illusions shattering into a million pieces. That felt good. This move completely nailed both of them to the pillar of shame. Chloe exclaimed, full of admiration. "Liv, you're amazing." I smiled softly. My phone received a message from my parents. "Daughter, well done. We used to support the Miller family all these years for your sake, never expecting to raise such an ungrateful snake. From that day on, the comments about the replacement progress gradually thinned out. The protagonist was forced back to her hometown, working 3 jobs to pay off crippling high-interest debt, never to raise her head again. The male lead and his father went to jail. The Miller family's assets were taken over by the Ashtons, returning to their original owner. Finally, it's over. The antagonist can finally be at peace as her wealthy socialite self. When the last comment disappeared, I seemed to hear a very faint sound, as if an invisible chain within my heart had just shattered. I thought that from today onwards, my life would no longer be written by someone else. Maya's dorm room had been cleared out, all her belongings gone, leaving only a stack of debt collection notices. I calmly tossed them into the trash and went with Chloe to the cafeteria for soy milk and crullers. "Where should we go next?" Chloe asked, biting into her cruller. I took a sip of warm soy milk, the sunlight streaming through the window, warm on the back of my hand. "To the library. I haven't finished the financial history book I borrowed last time." "Oh, Liv. You're studying again? Are you going to let anyone else live?" "My dear princess, we still have to inherit the family business. If we don't understand finance, do we wait to become the next Ethan Miller?" I stated. "We study until we can't study anymore. As long as we're not dead from studying, we keep studying until we're dead." Half an hour later, Chloe's lament echoed in the library. "Help. I can't study anymore." 3 years later, I was interning at the family company. Chloe, under the guise of learning, had squeezed her way in as my special assistant. I heard Maya was still working odd jobs in her hometown to pay off debts. After the Miller family's bankruptcy, no one heard anything about them anymore. Sunlight fell on my desk, reflecting off the contract I had just signed. The handwriting was sharp and decisive. Everything that had happened felt like a dream. Chloe handed me a cup of bubble tea. "Still thinking about those two?" I smiled softly, my gaze distant. "No, I was just thinking that, actually, no one can truly replace anyone else. Being yourself is the most valuable thing."